I know, like, I film on the TikTok app with no filters. I'm just sitting here talking to my phone, and this is what I look like. This is what I look like.
Whenever Michaela makes waves, it's usually because someone else is dragging her into drama. But this time, she flipped the script. She's the one doing the dragging. She kicked off the week by blasting a brand that has literally been one of her biggest supporters from day one. The same brand that helped boost her career in the first place. And if that wasn't shocking enough, she ended the week by turning on her own fans. Total chaos. Here's the thing. Being an influencer isn't just posting pretty videos or swatching makeup. It's about juggling two huge relationships, one with your audience and one with the brands that bankroll the lifestyle. A tight bond with brands means free luxury trips, collabs that print money, endless PR boxes, and those discount codes influencers brag about non-stop. But that same setup is also why so many influencers come across as shady.
I took that shit off. I could not deal with that. I'm gonna redo my base with something else. Sit, full face of Kosas. Let me tell you something. Is this my new favorite brand that I'm gonna be flocking to? Absolutely not. Kosas said, ask and you shall receive base. Let me just say, there is a reason that this is a best-selling concealer at Sephora. It's ultra creamy, brightening, melts into the skin, leaving a super natural look, and it never feels heavy or cakey. Seriously, Kosas, thank you, thank you, thank you. What a way to start off 2020.
Nobody wants to risk losing free products or being blacklisted by a powerhouse brand, so they smile and play nice. Even if the product is trash. We've all seen it before. Influencers lying through their teeth just to keep a brand happy. And Michaela, she's been caught in that trap more than once. But now, instead of keeping quiet and protecting those brand ties, she's blowing everything wide open, even if it means burning bridges she can never rebuild. She's got a pattern. One day, she'll drag a product or even bash an entire brand, and then the second a sponsorship comes knocking, suddenly, she's their biggest fan. The most obvious example was with CSIS. She straight up hated their products, and then out of nowhere, she flipped and started praising them once an opportunity landed in her lap. That alone made me think Michaela would never risk her brand ties, even if it meant looking hypocritical. But wow, I was wrong. This week, Michaela pulled one of the strangest moves we've seen from her yet, and she did it to a powerhouse brand that's done nothing but support her career. People were left scratching their heads because it didn't make any sense. Here's what went down. Huda Beauty dropped a big announcement on TikTok. Now, it wasn't some brand new invention, but a fresh twist on one of their cult classics. We're talking about their Easy Bake blurring powders. The powders that come in multiple shades, match every undertone, and have racked up rave reviews for years.
I'm not a baker, but I'm about to make cherry pie. We're mixing peach pie and cherry blossom cake. Everyone's team pink, everyone's team peach. Well, I'm team both.
These powders are beloved in the beauty world, which is exactly why Michaela's reaction caught everyone so off guard. Everybody on TikTok has been obsessed with these powders. They're basically a staple at this point. Some beauty lovers even started mixing shades together to create their own perfect match. And one of the biggest viral mixes came from none other than Michaela's own friend, Sam. She mixed cherry blossom and peach pie, gave it the catchy name Cherry Pie, and boom! It went viral overnight. The mix blew up so big that it became a regular part of people's routines. But here's the kicker. To make cherry pie, you had to buy 2 separate powders at around $50 each. That's $100 just to get one look.
It's time for me to take matters into my own hand. I mix cherry blossom and peach pie all the time, and I usually do it on the cap, but today we're making our own powder.
Peach pie for color correcting and cherry blossom for brightening, and we're gonna mix them together today. Look at how flawless that under eye is. The first person that I saw combine these together, Sam, so genius for this.
We're making cherry pie. Pink is for color correcting and the pink is for brightening. Oh, let's try this.
Oh my god.
We need a cherry pie.
So, of course, Huda Beauty saw the hype and realized there was money on the table. Fans had been begging them for a duo pack forever, and finally, they delivered. Huda Katan herself even jumped online with a personalized video, breaking down the new concept and giving credit where it was due.
What is this?
Oh, I know what this is.
Wait, before I reveal too much, let me take you back to where it all started.
Are you guys Team Pink or Team Peach?
I want to know.
The most important beauty question going around.
Pink or peach setting powder?
They're clearly very different.
Cherry blossom for cool undertones, peach pie for warm undertones.
I thought pick a favorite.
NoFilter.
I like both. I don't know.
I love this formula so much. I'm happy to have both, honestly.
After all the heated debates, one of our community members created something iconic.
Everyone's Team Pink, everyone's Team Peach. Well, I'm Team both. I need the brightening of the pink, and I need the color correcting of the peach. I'm not a baker, but I'm about to make it.
I heard we're making cherry pie.
Equal parts cherry blossom and peach pie.
Looks natural, but also bright at the same time.
This is about to be the most perfect brightening powder in the world.
Cherry pie.
And it hit me. Everyone's been mixing shades, so why don't we make it easy?
She explained that it was Sam who first went viral with the cherry pie combo and made it the phenomenon it is today. And here's the thing, Huda didn't just roll out this product quietly. She actually put Sam's original video right in the spotlight. If you scroll back to 2024, you'll still see the clips where Sam first came up with the cherry pie mix, saying, "I'm not a baker, but I'm about to make cherry pie, peach pie, and cherry blossom cake." That's the video that kicked it all off. Fast forward, and Huda Beauty themselves were posting about it, hyping the idea and even sending Sam her very own personalized cherry pie package. They went above and beyond to celebrate her contribution. So this is definitely not one of those shady cases where a brand steals a creator's idea and pretends it's their own. Nope. Huda made sure credit was crystal clear.
But I want to give a shout out to two amazing people, Samantha and Lex. So Sam was actually using two shades from our Easy Bake and she was mixing them together.
I'm not a baker, but I'm about to make cherry pie.
Cherry blossom and peach pie, and she had come up with this really cute name, cherry pie. So
Huda specifically tagged Sam and the other creators who helped shape the concept. She even explained that once Sam's cherry pie mix went viral, the brand immediately got to work behind the scenes on launching duos. And while they were developing those duos, another creator, Lex, came forward with her own twist, suggesting they add a sifter to make the powders easier to use. Huda explained that the team was already working on releasing the duos, but they hadn't thought of adding a sifter until Lex mentioned it, and they admitted it was a brilliant idea.
I'm not a baker, but I'm about to make cherry pie, peach pie, and cherry blossom.
Fans loved it. The comments under both videos were flooded with praise for Huda Beauty actually listening to the community.
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to cut open my Easy Bake and mix them together. That's cherry pie. I can't believe the Huda Beauty team sent me my own custom cherry pie.
One person wrote, "The way they listen to the customers, best company out here ever." Huda even replied, "Our community is everything." Another fan gushed, "I love how she listens to everyone and understands us."
You saw it and sent me my own custom cherry pie. That's my face. Guys, it's the perfect peachy pink coral. We have to try this right now. Is this real life?
But then came the curveball. And of course, it was from Miss Michaela herself. Instead of joining in on the celebration, she dropped a shady little comment under the first video. Now, it's not clear if she even saw the second video where Huda directly shouted out Sam and Lex by name, but Michaela's words had people talking. She wrote, "So excited for Sam to get her big fat check. She deserves." That one line flipped the vibe instantly, and fans couldn't tell if she was being supportive or if there was something a little sharper hiding under that smiley tone. People immediately jumped on Michaela's comment, not in a good way.
One of my team members had this amazing idea of actually doing a duo. We started working on it, and then coincidentally, Lexi actually said, "You know what you guys should do? You guys should do a duo and you guys should have a sifter." We didn't have a sifter on it before. We didn't think about this. And then we added this sifter, which was basically to choose if you want one shade or to mix both shades. And that's all thanks to Lexi. You guys are amazing. You guys come up with the best idea.
The reaction was brutal, with fans calling it entitled and dripping in passive aggression. Some of the top replies went straight for her. "No need for passive aggression. Huda is queen and always does what's right." Another fired back, "This sounds so aggressive." She didn't invent the product. She just mixed makeup like everyone else on the planet. Ouch! And here's where it gets even messier. Michaela and Sam aren't just casual mutuals, they're best friends. So people started speculating that Michaela knew the behind-the-scenes tea, that Huda wasn't cutting Sam a check, and decided to stir the pot herself. Fans think Michaela was trying to spark outrage and pressure the brand publicly into paying up. Now, whether Sam deserves payment for sparking the cherry pie trend is a whole other debate we'll get into later. But what's clear is that a lot of people saw Michaela's tactic as shady. Dropping a comment with that kind of tone on such a massive platform didn't look like support. It looked like a messy, passive-aggressive move that backfired big time. If anything, Michaela's comment came across less like standing up for a friend and more like a reckless way to tank her own reputation. Fans pointed out that it's a fast track to looking entitled, immature, and burning bridges with a brand that has been in her corner for years. Let's not forget, Huda has gone out of her way to support Michaela. At one point, she even created a custom, fragrance-free powder just for her. After Michaela complained about how strong the scents were in the originals. That's not small. That's a brand bending over backwards for her. So, if Michaela truly believes Sam was being wronged, why not handle it privately? She has direct connections with Huda and the team. She could have used those relationships behind the scenes, or at least encouraged Sam, who, let's be real, is grown adult, to reach out and advocate for herself. That would have been the professional route. If Huda refused to pay and Michaela still felt like Sam deserved a check, then fine, take it public. But to toss out a shady, loaded comment for millions to see, it didn't read like justice, it read like drama. Now, the real question is this. Should Sam and Lex actually be paid for sparking the cherry pie trend? Some say yes.
I am speechless. It happened. In case you missed it, I love the Huda Beauty satin powder, right? I can't use it that much because it's so heavily fragranced that it hurts my eyes. So I said, I'm just gonna ask if I can get a fragrance-free version. Here it is. Now, is a no. It says, we know you love that Easy Bake as much as we do, but you prefer a fragrance-free option. So as a little early wedding present, we want to send you a sample for the big day.
If only to keep the peace and reward the creativity that pushed Huda's product to the next level. But here's the reality check. What? Legally, Huda doesn't owe anyone a dime. Brands constantly tweak and improve products based on community feedback. That's literally how the beauty industry works. So does that mean every single person who tosses out an idea on TikTok deserves a paycheck? If that were the case, we'd see endless battles over who was the first to suggest something. Total chaos. And let's not forget, Sam and Lex didn't pitch these ideas in some private business meeting. They put them out there, freely, on TikTok. So are those suggestions fair game for a brand to run with? Or should influencers get treated differently because they have a bigger platform? That's where the debate is exploding right now. Plenty of fans in the comments say no, they don't deserve a cut. One person asked, are Lexi and Sam getting a cut of profit since it was their ideas? Another clapped back with, the entitlement. Someone else argued, people have been mixing products forever. Serum with foundation, lip combos, you name it. Nobody's ever gotten paid for that. Why should they suddenly get a big fat check for something people have been doing for years? Here's another twist. Under the videos announcing the duos, fans were already dropping new suggestions, like making the powders magnetic or even creating a build-your-own version. But that raises the same messy question. If Huda actually runs with those ideas, do those random commenters also deserve a paycheck? If the answer is yes, then brands would stop listening to feedback altogether, and the beauty industry would lose the very thing that keeps it evolving. So, yeah, you can see both sides of this debate, but one thing almost everyone seems to agree on, Michaela handled it completely wrong. If her goal was to get her friend paid, a shady public comment wasn't the way to do it. But Michaela didn't just stir the pot with Huda Beauty this week. She also turned the spotlight on herself with a super personal TikTok about her appearance. She opened up about how she views herself and the non-stop comment people leave about her looks. Michaela's been under fire for years over her heavy editing, from smoothing her photos into oblivion to allegedly layering filters on top of her videos. And let's be real, Anyone watching can tell the editing is very obvious. This is where it gets complicated, because on one hand, Michaela is definitely a victim of the same toxic beauty standards we're all bombarded with online. Celebrities and influencers push these impossible ideals every day. And she's clearly not immune to the pressure. But at the same time, Michaela turns around and pushes those very same standards onto her own audience. And that's where people start to feel betrayed. Editing a few Instagram photos? Fine, lots of people do that. But when you're a makeup influencer and your face is literally the canvas for the products you're selling, editing your videos with filters that completely change how you look becomes a whole different story. It's misleading, and fans are right to call that out. Michaela tried to fight back by posting an emotional TikTok swearing she doesn't use filters. She claimed the harsh comments people make about how she looks, comparing her selfies and polished videos to candid real-life pictures, are deeply hurtful.
Address something that's been heavy on my mind for quite a while: my appearance and what I look like. I've said this a million times, and I will defend it until I'm in the grave, that there are no filters on my videos. There's constant confusion about why I look different in person than in my videos. I'm gonna make something very clear. I am aware that I'm not an attractive person. It's really easy to take a bad photo of me. I don't have the best side profile, which I've talked about and I've shown. Sorry. I don't know why I look different in person. I don't. Like, I film on the TikTok app with no filters. I'm just sitting here talking to my phone, and this is what I look like. This is what I look like. But in person, I'm not as pretty or, like, attractive, and transparently, there's nothing I can do about it.
She talked about how those comparisons cut deep and affect her confidence. But here's the kicker. People online are relentless. They've been catching her editing for years, often exposing her by posting side-by-side shots. One from her own content versus an unfiltered off-guard photo of her in real life. And now, with TikTok's new feature that lets users drop pictures directly into the comments, Michaela can't escape it. She's being confronted with those comparisons right under her own posts. And that's what pushed her to finally break down online. To be fair, some of these comparisons really aren't fair at all. Everyone wants to put their best foot forward online. That's just reality. Michaela knows her angles, her lighting, and she's got access to top-tier cameras and equipment. Of course, she's going to present herself in the most flattering way possible. Who wouldn't? Comparing that to an off-guard snapshot taken in bad lighting when she's not posing isn't the same thing. Most of us would pick a selfie. We took ourselves over some random unflattering shot any day. In her video, Michaela opened up about how the constant focus on her appearance wears her down and how, in her eyes, it really shouldn't matter this much to people. And despite the criticism, plenty of her fans rallied around her. Instead of dragging her with side-by-side comparisons, they started dropping positive comments.
There's nothing I can do about my side profile, okay? I don't have an attractive side profile. And people really like to use that against me. But some photos I see of me, like, out in public, I like how I look. Majority, I don't. Because I'm not a photogenic person, and I'm not someone who is, like, a model. I'm not attractive. So I do my best to look good online because I'm showing myself to 17 million people, like, sorry that I try to look good. But when you see a photo of me out in public, yeah, I get why I don't look very good. I'm just not photogenic like that. Like, in a candid photo, I don't look that good. I'm literally prepping my skin with.
Some even shared candid pics they snapped of her in real life, saying things like, "I met you and took this picture without you knowing. And you still looked amazing." It's clear that while some people are determined to tear her down, others are going out of their way to lift her back up, reminding Michaela that not everyone sees her through the lens of negativity. Fans have been flooding her page with positivity, reminding her that candid photos are rarely flattering for anyone. One wrote, 99% of the population doesn't look good in off-guard shots. You're beautiful. Another added, the face that built your career is the same one people are trying to tear down. Who's really winning here? Others pointed out that the only opinions that should matter are those from the people closest to her. Family, friends, and supporters who see her worth beyond a filter. And here's the real kicker. This debate about filters and editing has been going on forever. Michaela herself has admitted to color grading her videos before, so it's not like the editing conversation came out of nowhere. Personally, I think it's obvious she does tweak her content. But the bigger question is, does it even matter the way people say it does? If Michaela is throwing on a soft glam filter while promoting a foundation, yeah, that's misleading. And if she's face-tuning fake lashes while reviewing mascara, that's straight-up false advertising. Those are real issues worth calling out.
Take the pictures of me I post on Instagram versus like the candid photos of me out in the wild, and I obviously look totally different because the people taking the candids of me don't know my angles, don't know what kind of photos I like, don't know my lighting. It's different. It's different. And I look really different when someone else is taking the picture. And I guarantee that you would too. And yes, I edit the pictures. Everyone edits their pictures. But I don't edit them as heavily as people think. Also, like the constant conversation about my appearance. Who gives an actual like literally? Does it even matter what I actually look like?
But obsessing over whether she looks identical in every unedited photo compared to her curated TikToks, that's scraping the bottom of the barrel. And plenty of her fans agree. As one commenter put it, she deserves criticism, but never for her looks. At the end of the day, Michaela's appearance shouldn't be the center of the drama. Her actions, her honesty, and the way she handles her influence are what really matter. At the end of the day, Michaela deserves plenty of criticism, but tearing her down for her looks isn't it. She's beautiful. That much is obvious. The real energy should be going toward the shady stuff, the undisclosed ads, the nonstop sponsored posts stacked on top of each other, the way she bends FTC rules like they don't even exist. That's where the real mess is. And that's what fans should be demanding answers for. Because honestly, the list of questionable moves is long, and her face is the least of it. So what do you think? Is Michaela being unfairly dragged, or is she playing the game wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear it all. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, and join us here at NoFilter, where we spill daily celebrity gossip every single day. Like, share, and comment. I'll see you in the next one, right here at NoFilter.